I have started reading articles from a very beautiful magazine, which is called Spiritual India. And anybody who wishes to read this magazine, which has a lot of spiritual stuff from different masters all over the world, they can also, if you want, you can subscribe this magazine. It's a wonderful book. It has complete knowledge that is being given by the masters to us. And from that book itself, I have started now from the last session, from last week, to take different articles, and we are going to discuss those articles as well. So today, it's one of my favorite topics, which is called the plant-based diet. And this article has been taken from the website called myvega.com. That's the source that they have mentioned, which is myvega.com, or www.foodday.org. So I would request all of you that whenever anybody is reading an article, I would request all of you to just close your eyes so that you'll be able to focus not only on the voice, but also the vibrations of the words that are being spoken. So it will go straight to your heart, and you will be able to understand the things much better. So I would request all of you to close your eyes while I'm reading this article, which is called Plant-Based Diet. And after that, we are going to come back and we are going to discuss things about the plant-based diet or vegetarianism. So we are going to talk about that. So I am beginning the article. So I would request all of you to close your eyes and be in that meditative state and try to be aware as well while I'm reading. At first glance, the term plant-based diet might seem self-explanatory. To eat a diet based on plant food. As a term, plant-based diet is often used interchangeably with vegan, a diet and a lifestyle that avoids all animal products in food, cosmetics, and apparel. But while those who identify as vegan eat an exclusively plant-based diet by definition, eating a plant-based diet can fall along a spectrum with as many variations as there are people to make choices about food. While there are many reasons why you may decide to add more plant power to your diet, health, and sustainability, there are two of the largest benefits. Compared to the average North American diet, a plant-based diet is rich in everything you have been told to eat more of. Fiber from fruits and vegetables, and good fats from nuts and seeds, while also low in the saturated fat and cholesterol that's found in meat and dairy. Eating more plant-based food may help reduce the likelihood of many chronic diseases, including high cholesterol, hypertension, and type 2 diabetes. Worried about your waistline? Those who stick to a plant-based diet tend to have lower body weights and body mass indexes. That's a great news, since obesity is associated with many chronic diseases, including hypertension, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and certain types of cancer. For everyone, plant food contains many beneficial compounds that support all parts of your body, including your immune system, and healthy heart function. While you are feeling good about treating your body well, go ahead and give yourself another pat on the back for helping out planet Earth as well. While using reusable bags, recycling, and walking more are now almost cliche, not everyone realizes the impact diet has on the planet. Worldwide, livestock are one of the largest contributors to environmental problems due to deforestation, desertification, overuse of fresh water, inefficient use of energy, diverting food for use as feed, and emission of greenhouse gases. Plant-based diets require less arable land and are more sustainable. An equivalent amount of animal-based protein requires 6 to 17 times the amount of land, 26 times as much water, and 2.5 to 5.0 to 50 times the fossil fuels of plant-based protein. If we choose nutrient-dense whole foods, we are getting the best type of carbohydrates and have a lower glycemic index than their more refined counterparts. Fruit provides instant burst of energy, while whole grains provide more even energy. Fiber helps to lower the glycemic index of a food while improving digestive health. It is recommended that you eat at least 14 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories in your diet. If you eat an average of 2,000 calories, your goals should be 28 grams of fiber each day. One can easily reach 28 with whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Fat doesn't make me fat, your new mantra. While dietary fat is rich in calories, it's also a key component of hormone function, as well as playing an important role in the digestion and absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. What matters is the type of fat you consume. Plant-based sources of dietary fat are richer in unsaturated fat. Nuts, avocados, seeds, and cold-pressed oils have unsaturated fats. Another important type of fat is the essential omega oils. Omega-3, in particular, has benefits to both your brain and cardiovascular system. Almost all vitamins and minerals are easy to find on a balanced plant-based diet. For those who are completely plant-based, vitamin B12 and D, calcium, and iron are usually the nutrients of concern, since they are only found in a handful of plant-based food. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, build strong bones, and contract your muscles. Your body can synthesize its own vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. But if you're working in an office all day or living at northern latitudes, it's best to supplement your diet. Iron forms red blood cells, which deliver oxygen throughout our body. Symptoms of low iron levels are fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and reduced athletic performance. Spinach, legumes, and pumpkin seeds. I repeat, spinach, legumes, and pumpkin seeds are plant-based sources of iron, and all are best paired with vitamin C rich foods to support iron absorption. If you have chronically low levels of iron, you should speak to a health professional about supplementing further. A new dietary trend is making waves. The plant-based diet, one that simply emphasizes plant food, is gaining in popularity. The message to eat more plants is coming from numerous sources these days, ranging from celebrities to chefs to health experts alike. As evidence-based research now points towards the plant-based diet being the healthiest on the planet, people are catching on. There are more cookbooks focusing on locally grown vegetables and fruits, and I see more interest in local foods, farmers' markets, community-supported agriculture, and the health problems from eating a meat-based diet, says Reed Mangles, nutrition advisor, the vegetarian group. It's no surprise that when you cut back on animal products in favor of more whole plant foods, you naturally reduce the amount of saturated fat and cholesterol you eat, while gaining more healthy or health-promoting nutrients such as fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Simply put, a diverse plant-based diet is the best eating strategy for optimal health. I'm going to repeat this. A diverse plant-based diet is the best eating strategy for optimal health. So good, in fact, that the plant-based diet even got a shout out at the Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010 for its association with improved health outcomes. Transitioning to a more plant-based diet simply starts with a shift in mindset. When planning your menu, rather than viewing meat as the center of the plate, start with the vegetable and whole grain component. Finally, focus on eating real, whole foods. The whole point of a plant-based diet is to reap the nutrition rewards of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Plan meals around fresh seasonal produce and take advantage of all the delicious things you can enjoy. So that was the article. Thank you so much for compassionately and intently listening and giving your ears to this article. And is there something that anybody wants to say before we start the discussion? So you can raise your hands and you can just speak about it. Any experience of yours, or have you ever been a non-vegetarian, and how you converted in a vegetarian, and how it came to you? What was the reason? So if there is any such experience before I start sharing my experience with you and my take on vegetarianism, I would love all of you to participate in this. Is there anyone who wants to say anything? Yes, Swarnaji.
Yes, thank you, Sharuji. Beautiful topic. As always, vegetarianism makes us so joy and happy, right? Whenever we talk about vegetarianism. So yeah, in my life, as soon as I heard about this vegetarianism in my initial days of meditation, the first time I heard about the vegetarianism, my body stopped accepting that non-veg. I wasn't veg till that time, but I didn't do anything. It was a natural process. Felt like universe is like, brought me to the meditation, and it is taking out all the unnecessary thing from my body. So without my notice, I was like not liking it. Even though for a few days I would cook for kids, and kids would say, "Mommy, you're stopping forcibly. You're stopping," and all they would say. Then I thought, "Am I forcibly?" Then I would take. Then again, my whole body, whole day, that day would reject. Like, I feel so negativity, and I feel like it's indigestion. Something was going on throughout that day.
Hmm.
Then I decided, yes, this is not me. It's even you don't like, you don't want to go, right? And we heard all these things. So
Hmm.
then immediately, I stopped. It just went away. I feel like I didn't do any voluntarily. It just went away from my body.
Hmm.
So that's how I attracted to this vegetarianism.
Hmm.
And yeah, a couple of times I also actually this morning I was just, I don't know, I heard read something about the vegetarianism, and I was going contemplating on that, and I was thinking, like, why non-veg is bad. Because we are a vibrational body, right? We are energy bodies. We all share our vibrations,
Hmm.
and all thoughts are, together. Whatever we all think as a together, that's what it manifests. So when we are harming animals, they vibrate negative energies, the pain and sorrow, misery, right? And they throw into the universe, and we are polluting the universe with those vibrations, negative vibrations, the cry and the pain, and that is impacting the whole universe, right? That's a
Hmm.
pollution, and we are taking that. We are all it's impacting on us. Not only that, as a bodily you have all these elements that you spoke,
Hmm.
but instead of that, the thought process is going negative. Your mind is
Hmm.
listening, we are attracting those vibrations, negative vibrations. So that is also very important, actually, because we are energy body. Anything you speak in the words, than the thoughts are more powerful than words,
Hmm.
right? So this everything, whatever we are generating in thought process, even if you are thinking inside, externally you may be, some people may be pretending like a friend, but inside something they're thinking about someone. You hear that thinking, inside thinking, not the external thing. So very,
Hmm.
very important to reduce the negativity thinking, or this killing these animals. And so that's all, not only recycling and plastics we need to avoid, but thinking negativity, that even I got in my vision in my meditation one day. Because I was like, I polluted with my painful thoughts that day, and then I was contemplating, why did I do, I'm a meditator. Then I got a message that yes, we are polluting with saying something negative talk, or some hating someone,
Hmm.
shouting at someone. So we are polluting whole the environment, not only with the plastics. So that since then I stopped my I got enlightened. No matter what, always just maybe you can say words, but
Hmm.
not from your heart, right? You
Hmm.
have kids, you have teenagers, they do mistakes, and your role is to correct. You are enlightening, but what is there, they are in your, they chose you, you chose them, so you are learning from
Hmm.
them, and they have to learn from you. So yes, there is a way to say. You can say, like, just shout as a shout, right? From physical shout, not as a vibrational shout.
Hmm.
So when you shout, yeah, by physical shout, they change it, they hear it, but they won't have an enmity, or they won't have a pain. So even yesterday I did that. I went to my son's room, and he was like spreading everything, and I was always polite, 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 but he would nicely relax, and he never clean his room. Then yesterday I
Hmm.
had to raise my voice. I raised my voice, but a single drop also it did not go in me. It's just from both mouth, sounds, just sounds came.
Hmm.
Then he, within a minute, he also got angry and cleared everything. And then after he came down, he was so quiet, polite. I was so polite. I gave love him. Did you eat? So I thought, wow, what a magic, right? Earlier,
Hmm.
I used to get so much angry inside within me. I used hesitate, and all those things were there. But this time it was not there. I'm
Hmm.
still peace within me. And I'm sure when I'm generating love within me, that love will impact him. not the words that I told him, right? So yeah, so this is the wisdom I got. And so beautiful topic always. So thank you very much, Sharuji.
Thank
Appreciate your
you.
doing this, and yeah, love you.
Thank you so much, Swarnaji. Thank you so much for your inputs and insights. Today, I learned from you, Swarnaji, that whatever the animals think, it also clutters the universe and it contributes into the energy pollution. So this is what I learned from you. This is my takeaway today. I learned this beautiful thing from you today. So Swarnaji, thank you so much for your insights. They are lovely, and I learned this. So thank you so much, Manaji. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Sharuji. You always influence because of your topic. This is all just coming from us. And yeah, we need to contemplate, not only, also when we talk to someone, we have to have a strong reason to tell, right? So wherever I go, people are maybe lining up to eat that meat and all. I don't hesitate to tell them, in a right way, whether they choose it, they may not choose now, but tomorrow definitely they will choose.
So,
And I feel like we meditated, we are going to a certain place. Universe is taking, again, I spoke the other day, for a reason. You are a so deep meditator, universe will not, you are now working with the universe's goal. So where universe will take you someplace, there is something to impact, right? So if you do non-vegetarian eating there, just speak up. Okay, don't think somebody said, hey, oh, you are trying to change them. I said, I'm not trying to change them, I'm telling the truth. Okay, so I told them, so many people, they were lining up. I told, yes, this is not right, you may be thinking wrong. So they may change one day, but at least put a seed in everybody's head that will sprout one day, and they will change. Oh, the long back Swarna told me I should have stopped there, right? So yeah, so it's just wherever I get chance, I just spread this vegetarian. First thing I felt was the vegetarianism is the first cause for any spiritual journey or any people to change. With the non-veg, they can't say good words, no matter how much they may be good, but it's waste. So I just want to spread that one thing. So be a vegetarian and see how you transform, how beautiful your life is, right? So yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
We are
you.
so
Thank you.
blessed. We are in this path.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swarnaji. Thank you so very much. Vindhya ji. Yes.
Thank you, Sharuji, for picking up this subject. And you read so patiently, each and every line repeated the important. So thank you. Yes, I've been introduced to plant-based diet through meditation. Definitely, it's been 2 years since I changed to vegetarian. From I used to eat non-veg, but not too much. But I used to eat, and I changed, and I can see a difference too. Actually, I started 5 years back with Sadhguru Inner Engineering, and that time itself, Sadhguru had promoted. I mean, he explained that it becomes easier to meditate when you eat vegetarian diet, and he said, well, you experiment and see. And that's what I real. And he explained that the emotions of the animals coming to you, and his explanation was, the bigger the animal, the more the emotion, and so he was saying, at least smaller animals maybe have less so now I understand every animal is this, no matter what, it still carries. But at that time, so that's what I understood, and I cut down, but not totally. I was still having fish and other things. But then when I started 2 years back with Anapanasati, with the Buddha CEO Patri Sir's message coming in, um, I don't know. It's just like how Swarnam, I'm saying, it's not completely automatic, but I didn't feel the need to eat non-veg. It just came naturally to me to do, because it was already in my head that meditation is easier with this, and I did it. And definitely people like the retired, there is that video of that, or that colonel or somebody who, it was a very strong message he sent about how killing animals, how bad it is. And then I had watched the Food Inc. There is also some other videos. And along with that, in Buddha's year, there is this CBI, retired CBI officer. I can't get his name. They all, everybody is promoting. Of course, Patri sir, definitely. His main message is just, vegetarian and do breath meditation. So I followed. And the real inspiration or this thing came from the Beam family. Madhu Garu did this 40-day thing, right? The plant-based diet, and I joined that, and I think that changed completely. I really, she said, I want you to experiment and try and see, and just try it. And I felt that gave me the conviction that, this is really good for me. Of course, I'm still not completely plant-based. I'm vegetarian, but plant-based is definitely I felt really good that time. It requires people like you and Madhuram to encourage us again, and group support is always, it's inspiring. So I'm thankful for this whole family for helping me. Now my family, I'm trying to change. My husband and boys, obviously, they haven't changed yet. And I can see the difference. I've become calm. I mean, I was calm, but I've become my emotion is very controlled. I used to cry for no reason before. I used to get upset, angry. But I feel I'm more, of course, meditation is helping, but I think the food is helping me. So
absolutely.
I definitely think it is that. And the whole detox, we do so many detox, like mental thoughts we want to, stop. The same way I think body detox also is needed with this plant-based diet. Paripatri and others also, I joined their programs too. There's so many recipes that are being shared. So it's not that difficult to do it. It is possible. So thank you.
True. Thank you so much, Vindhya-ji, for sharing your valuable, experience that you have shared, because this is how we are growing, because this is how we are understanding about everybody's life, that what we have gone through and how we came from a non-vegetarian to vegetarian, how we became that, how this shift, how this transformation and this paradigm shift. So I'm really glad that you came up and you shared your experience. Thank you so much, Vindhya-ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I can see actually in my husband too, he gets angry very fast, and I want to tell him it may be because of the diet. He's not ready to listen. So, but inside me, I know it is a lot because of the diet, but I'm sure one day they'll change. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vindhya-ji. Anuji, yes.
Namaste, first of all, Sharoo, for a great, interesting article that you read, and for creating this forum to talk about it. It's a little bit a longer story. Okay,
I can't hear you, Anuji.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I'm saying I come from a culture where even though we are Kashmiri Brahmins, but non-veg is allowed because of the circumstances. The earlier century people were living in extreme cold, like snowy weather. So the only option they used to have at that time, that was 100 years back, but not being the excuse. It was a little bit tough of a journey, but my story is not about how I converted. It was I'm going to give bits and pieces of information. So I think first of all, it was kind of a celebrated in the culture itself. If you don't eat non-veg, your vitamins and proteins won't come. And a lot of wrong beliefing would be social beliefing was addressed in terms of non-veg. So much so that if you didn't offer a non-vegetarian dish to a guest, it would be offending them. So it was a lot of cultural thing. But I think the entire culture is, those people are also waking up to the fact that this is really harmful. But my story emerged that I kind of became an activist right from a very young age, when I started seeing cruelty that we do on animals in circuses or in zoo, or for the sake of entertainment. which was never addressed. I would see these bears walking in super heat in Delhi, or monkeys being trained to act, and I would get really upset about it, and my heart would really cry out for these animals, where we couldn't do anything in the circuses or the zoos. So I was always against it, that the zoos should be banned. It should be the human who should be behind a cage and going to a safari and probably a preserved forest and watching them right from a very young age. But what really happened to me before I came into meditation was, I met a lady from Israel who was studying with me at that time, and she kind of told me, why do you still consume milk? Because even a child, even a calf, after some time stops having milk of a cow. And she was an Israeli lady, and her logic seemed so natural. And that was when the veganism wasn't, I'm talking about almost 20 years back in 2000. It wasn't even a pro, like people didn't know about this term. So she was talking, and how I also have studied microbiology, so I know for pasteurization of milk, what all chemicals actually go into our milk, or the kind of steroids that are given to the cows and to bull for insemination and for production of more milk and to impregnate them. So it was like a bits and pieces of this, but still, I though I was a vegetarian, but if someone forced me, I would still go and have a little bit of fish, or something like that. And the reasoning, I didn't know anything. I mean, there was a general empathy, but fish was something that I was still having. It is only after I started studying a lot of material. I mean, I saw a lot of videos from the Chinese market. It was when the fur market, they skin alive the animals alive, so that the coat is fresh. There's a very, very quite, there used to be some atrocities that they used to do. Anyway, coming to a point that when I read about these higher truths and realities, and I was completely blown by the information that in higher dimensions and higher realities and other places of planes of existence, even the plants, even each and every blade of grass and flower has sovereignty. You have to ask and seek permission, and it gladly gives it. Like if you need a fruit, you actually bow down to a fruit and you request it. I would like to have a fruit, and it actually offers it to you. I was tremendously affected by that, because before that only we didn't know there were such intelligent units who could emote such emotions and such giving from a place. I know everyone's talking about how the cruelties, but I want to talk about the spiritual aspect of it. Like the plants, all you have to do is ask them, and they happily, because they are higher dimensional gifts that have been introduced on earth, and they happily give every bit of theirs, to us, to humans, to animals, to every living organism and being on earth. So what I started doing was, I would, even now, if I have to pluck a flower, I will ask the plant that I'm going to pluck this flower. Mostly I never do that. If it's fallen, I pick up that, and if I have to offer or use the flower, but generally I don't do. In case I have to, I will say, could you please take your energy away from it, and then I pluck it. Because there's a lady called Anastasia. She's a mystic in Russia. She's written a lot of books about sitar ringing, and how many books about plants basically, and how the DNA, they actually work on our DNA. When we work with the soil, they even produce enzymes and solutions for our diseases, for our stress. But we humans have stopped working with the plants, and because we don't create our own fruits, and we buy everything from a grocery store or things like that. But in the actual plant, that was the thing. Another story that I want to tell you is that, not a story, but the thing that I have realized once I kind of knew these higher things, that we are such powerful beings as humans. Once you know that you have these powers, and we have to be somewhere responsible for our brothers and sisters, and these beings who are so I mean, they don't even voice out a single thing. They don't, there is we go on killing them for the sake of development, and for food, and for beverages and whatnot. So I think it's our responsibility, first of all, whether there's a cruelty or not, or how it's being done. the entire idea is that once you know our role on earth, we cannot we have to really be responsible for each and every step that we do. And all this whale killing that they do in Norway, it's a seasonal yearly thing that they do. Many people are waking up to it. The best part is even the unknown things that are not shown on TV, like or there is not many activists, but they are questioning the dolphins and the whales that are still captive in captivation in sea worlds around the amusement parks around throughout the world, and people still go buy a ticket and see them go through a ring of fire or whatnot acrobatics they're supposed to do. I think we as human, more than just stopping eating about this, we have to also stop going to these zoos. We have to also stop going to these sea worlds. We have to also stop. When there won't be any demand, there won't be any supply. I mean, we have to some way show that we're totally against it. And so the good news, I want to share two good news is, one, that Israel is the first country in that region that is completely going not just vegan, but they're talking a lot about vegetarian food. um, they're making these videos in their own ethnic there's a lot of activity happening there. And today there is a it's a Dutch city called Harlem, which is completely banned animal meat products advertisement all over the stores, on the buses, in front of malls. They don't want to even promote it because it somewhere shows that there's a cruelty being happening. So I think it's a much more deeper and a more realistic I mean, there's a change happening throughout the world, and it's really beautiful. It's not just about we consuming them and they turning up on our plates, but much more larger picture, how we have been exploiting them. So yeah, this is my two bits, and I'm really sorry, and that I in my earlier parts did eat non-veg and probably hurt much more many things. But I hope for generations to come we can change the next generation not doing it. And it's our responsibility, it's our duty. It is how we treat our kids, how we plan for their career. We have to even plan for our animals and for the habitats and for everyone around us, because we are meditators. I feel, I'm sorry if I'm getting emotional. That's it, Sharuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. So, lot of things today that I'm learning, not even from Swarna ji, Vindhya ji, but Anu ji also. She said that, as I've been connected with the angels, the first and the foremost thing that they always told me is to respect the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, always. And as she said, that whenever you pluck a flower or you pluck a fruit from the tree, you have to ask the permission, and they're going to give it to you. Because that is why they are here for. So when they are thinking so much about them, so why can't we also think about them, the plants, the animal kingdom? They are such beautiful beings. I think they are more you can say they are the higher dimensional beings who are there to help us out and to help us evolve. So we have to be also a little bit compassionate. As Anuji said, that it is just not about the consuming, it's more than that, it's deeper than that. So I agree. And I think the world is changing and it's evolving. Mother Earth is evolving with us, and the slowly and gradually this viewpoint, this love, this compassion that is slowly and gradually coming throughout the world towards the animals and the plants is really great. So thank you so much, Anuji, for bringing into these two little bits of yours into our notice. So thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Surya ji.
Hi, so for a long time I've been following various different types of veganism, including like ultra raw, uncooked, and various things. But my journey had me obsessed, really. So while it's important to eat healthily and to try and overcome our constant desire to just consume. It's also important not to become completely obsessed over every little pitfall, or, you know, I mean, it requires a level of balance, which is arrived at via meditation and perhaps yoga, and it's more than just diet, but definitely, as I posted, a lot of the modern world illnesses, you know, the symptoms, the major symptoms can be mitigated via eating healthy. Now, this is something that's promoted anyway. I mean, this is common knowledge to a lot of people, but also, if you watch the TV, you know, there's a huge drive to push these cheap, quick, you know, cheap thrill kind of ultra processed foods, you know, like chocolate bars and things. And they are nice initially going down, but you have, you know, the children are suffering with all sorts of mental problems like ADHD and the like, because of the overconsumption of non-nutritional food, which wreaks havoc with the digestive system. And the doctors are looking to try and push, well, a doctor will rely heavily on a medical solution, or a lot of doctors. Now, a lot of doctors are also waking up to the fact that, you know, there certainly are benefits to eating a diet with a lot more, excuse me, a lot more nutrient-rich foods than what we currently consume. So, I mean, the whole idea of, if you consider complementary medicine, for example, like the Ayurvedic kind of approach, the whole idea of complementary shows that it's meant to work alongside, whereas perhaps certain approaches want to dominate and say, oh, we don't need any complementary aspects to our lifestyle. We can sort it wholly by this, be that a tablet or, you know, so it's about a whole, well, a whole approach, basically. It requires a number of pillars, as it were, in order for everything to work at optimal or an improved level. My personal experience is, if I eat meat, it makes me angry. I mean, that's quite a simple thing. And then if you look at the if you were looking to hunt for an animal, like apparently we did years ago, the animal runs away. Whereas if you stand in front of a fruit tree for long enough, the fruit will drop and it'll offer itself to you, because in order for that plant to propagate, it has to go through a digestive system in order that the seeds are further distributed, as it goes through the body via the normal systems. So this says a whole lot, but it takes quite a lot of learning to get to a point where you realize, what the planet requires from the human in order that everything stays healthy, or at least the healthier can help the ones that are ailing just by their level of consciousness. There are people walking around at all different levels of awareness, and this is okay if we're going in an upward direction. It's only when things go backward that things become very tricky, unnecessarily. With regard to the vegan thing, now, if you had say goat's milk, which was raw, so the goat wasn't given any kind of stimulant in order to keep it in a state of lactation, in order to, keep it producing milk unnecessarily. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that it's okay to consume, an amount of goat products, raw goat products, or?
Yes, Frank, absolutely not, because as Anuji also said the same thing, that there are so many stimulants today that are being fed into the animals during their lactating periods, where they are being forced to lactate. So yes, that's why more and more people are going towards the veganism. They are also opting for being vegan, not just plant-based diet. But yes, the things are moving little slowly, but they are still understanding and evolving, and that's what we are discussing here. As you said, that the processed food is also something which we should not have, because it has a lot of those ingredients that are not good for our health. Or for that matter, when you are saying that certain supplements which are being also used in our diet, which we call as supplements, which a lot of medicines are being given to us. So that is not also to be consumed, because that nutrient value is already there in the fruits and vegetables, the seasonal fruits and vegetables, which if we are consuming, it's going to really make our life and this planet healthy. As you said, that it's about the planet, that we have to make this planet healthy. We have to do something for the planet, because this is what we are here for. So, and the third thing that you said is about the world illnesses, because, it is because of what we are eating, we are becoming like that. And a lot of illnesses which comes from the colon, is being generated because of what we are eating right now. So if you see that in Western countries, most of the people are suffering from colon cancer. It is all because of that, because their gut, their colon is not healthy because of the food that they are ingesting. So yes, Frank, I think I absolutely agree with each and every word that you have said right now. And I'm really glad and thankful that you could come up and share your experience and your view on vegetarianism and being a vegan. So thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your input also, it's very valuable. I was talking specifically about well, animals that weren't being forced to give up, such as, I don't know what the window is for goats. I mean, well, I was talking about goat milk and you know, goat milk products. If you had, I mean, one could argue that as an animal, the animal is trapped, as it were, in that incarnation state. So that might be an exploitation of the of it of its evolution through the different realms. But just to reiterate and emphasize, I was specifically talking about some, an animal that hadn't been forced to give up, forced to be in a state of giving up what it didn't want to give up. I hope you understand the difference from.
Yes, Frank, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, and that's what I just, told my viewpoint. So, if there is anybody who also wants to share, Ram sir, do you want to say something? I want to add something on this.
So I would like to read, let's say, what Patriji had shared very recently about vegetarianism, and I'm sure many of our questions will be answered with that. So Patriji, in let's say in one of his sessions, he was asked any message for everyone, and Patriji said everyone should be a vegetarian. Having meat is the only thing stopping people from progress and peace. Where there is vegetarianism, there is progress and peace. Where there is meat eating, there is regression and turmoil. Because you have committed violence, you have absolutely no right to kill animals. Be a vegetarian, then everything good follows. And then he speaks about how does non-vegetarian food impact children. Parents often make their children eat fish and chicken. That is wrong. You are what you eat, so you should be very careful about what you put in your mouth. Every child becomes a great devil in due course if they are brought up eating meat. But if they are vegetarian, they will continue to be a childlike person. That is, they will maintain the softness of a child within them. They won't become cruel. Plant food is soft food, animal food is hard food. A child becomes a hard soul if they eat meat. And then he speaks about what is the difference between people who eat vegetarian food and people who eat non-vegetarian food. There is a difference in their samskaras. Samskaras are mental impressions, deep tendencies or inclinations resulting from all our actions in the past. People who eat plant-based food have different samskaras, and people who eat animal-based food have different samskaras. So it is very clearly mentioned here about, there is this question. I think it was one of our masters here who was speaking about it, and then he further goes and says, before becoming a vegetarian, you must become a meditator. This is because once you learn how to control your mind, you will be able to control your appetite also accordingly. Meditation is the first step and vegetarianism is the second. If someone is already a meditator, you do not need to tell them about vegetarianism. They will automatically know from within themselves that they have to become vegetarians too. So meditation is the primary key. So, it is very clear that we are not allowed to, we are not, uh, how do we say, I mean, in any given word that is in the dictionary can be said, we have to only stick to plant-based diet, full stop. So many people, so many scientists, so many articles, so many researchers. There is everything that is available out there, very clear. And we cannot spoil ourselves. We cannot damage ourselves physically, ourselves in terms of our energy, ourselves in terms of our emotions, and even at the level of our soul. We cannot do harm to ourselves. So this is such an important topic, Sharuji, that you have shared today. The most important topic. So
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, Master.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ram, sir. Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Ram, sir, for reading out Patriji's words, because it has to reverberate in our hearts and in our souls so that, we are constantly reminded of this fact that, yes, we have to take care of the plants and the animals. We have to take care of the planet. So thank you so much, Ram, sir. Thank you. Yes, Avi. Yes. Avi, are you there? Yes.
Yes, hi all. My experiences are quite different to the people who have shared before me. During one of the meditation session last year, I have experienced the past life visuals where was born as a fish with someone I love, and which we have as a fish are just like human, overwhelming emotions. But as a human, we don't think normally animals and other species have feelings. But that session, that free flow of memory which flows into me during the meditation session helped me to realize even the other species too have their own set of feelings, just like us. It's just that we are ignorant towards them. That's what I realized. And later, I thought to give up my interest towards non-vegetarianism, though not due to that experience, due to some other experience, I gave up non-vegetarianism forever. Though I am consuming only egg. When I wanted to give up that, UNOS has sent me couple of messages to two different channels not to give up. That's the only reason why I still continuing with only egg. And one more thing which I realized in my life with my experiences is maybe with regard spirituality, we need to become thoughtless, and we need to become. We need to protect our energies as well. Yes, I agree with few of my predecessors who have shared that we become what we eat, whether physically or emotionally, not only through the food that we intake, the things which we entertain our all the other senses to, through eyes or ears or through the talks which we do, not only our actions. This is what I wanted to share. If I hurt someone's feelings, I'm sorry, but I'm following. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Avi. Thank you so much for sharing this. You've been sharing wonderful experiences of yours with me as well. And I know where you come from, and I know that you are a wonderful, wonderful human being and a beautiful soul inside. And I'm really glad that you could come up today and you could share so much here on this platform, on this forum. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and views on being a vegetarian or having a plant-based diet. So thank you so very much, Avi. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your share, Avi.
Anu, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say thanks to Avi for bringing that information. It was so sweet and a cute story about the emotions
The
that
fish.
even the fishes feel. And actually, there's a movie called My Teacher Octopus. I will tell all of you, please show it to your kids and please watch it. It's a very intense 45-minute, probably 1 hour documentary. It's a real life story of a person who was dealing with grief and how he met this octopus and he literally changed his life. And there's no acting because the octopus is real, and you will see how intelligent these creatures are. I just remembered because Avi just spoke about it. It's really a divine movie to watch. It's called My Teacher Octopus. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anuji. Thank you so much for always adding some stars into every session, because you always come up with such suggestions that we feel like watching also. So thank you so much. Please do watch, and please tell your kids to watch this movie, My Teacher Octopus. So is it available on YouTube, or is it there any other platform where it is available?
I probably think it was on Netflix. It is very popular movie, so it will be either there or it will be on the YouTube. I'll find it and probably put it on the Being Family.
Sure.
I'll put the link. Yeah, it's a documentary, yes. So there are no, but it's very, very beautifully done, and this is the storyline. You will really fall in love with it. It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you so much. Thank you. Friends, I always feel that I'm so grateful that I took birth in India, because spiritually in the entire universe, in this entire world called Earth, most of the people here, 38% of the Indians are vegetarians. 38%, if you talk about the world, if you talk about the West, as compared to that, 38% of Indians are vegetarians. And why they are vegetarians? Because 70% of Indian population is spiritual. They believe in spirituality. And because of that, they are understanding more and more about their own selves. Who are they? See, I would not say that, there are a select few who are non-vegetarians. I think whosoever has taken birth as a human being, we all have been meat eaters. I don't know whether you remember or you don't remember, but you might have read it in the history that, in the prehistoric times, we were meat eaters, everybody. But at that time, there was a question of survival. And that was the reason we started eating meat or all these things. We started killing the animals and we started eating. But today we have other alternatives. Today, there is no question of survival. There is vegetarian food available. There are plants, there are farmer markets. There are so many things that are available. There are organic foods that are available. If not that, fruit for me is the absolute diet, if you ask me. Because the fruit is the only food that if you eat, it just makes your body happy, because it takes only 1.5 to 2 hours for the fruit to get digested. That's all. This is the only time that it takes, as compared to when you talk about the raw meat, it takes about 72 hours. If you talk about the cooked meat, then it takes about 52 hours. And as compared to that, if we are having the vegetarian cooked meals, it's going to take about 15 to 24 hours for it to throw out of our system. And fruits being the best, they just take 1.5 hours. Third thing, I just want to tell everyone, and I want to share with everybody, is that please stop judging those people who are non-vegetarians, because everybody is on their journey. Everybody. I was on my journey because I was a hardcore non-vegetarian, as Anuji said, because she also belongs to Kashmir. I belong to Kashmir. Both of us are from that particular area where, meat eating was something which was being there for so many centuries together because of certain reasons. The conditioning was there. So, but we became the vegetarians. Be it Anuji, be it me, be it so many such people. But if there are people who are still struggling with that, if there are people that, who are trying to do it and are not able to still do it, because there are people who are still eating eggs and all these things. So that is okay. It is their journey. Let them do that. We do not have the right to judge anybody. We can just be little compassionate towards those people as well, that okay, it's fine. Because when I became vegetarian, trust me, unlike anybody else, there was so much of logical mind that was sticking to me, because I always used to ask this question, that why should I become a vegetarian? Even I had become the vegetarian from the first day when I started meditating, but still this logical mind used to ask these questions to me, that why, what is the need? Because I had been eating for such a long time. And then when I started becoming aware of certain things, when I started sitting in the company of Patriji and I started understanding what he was saying, that was this time when I started changing myself on my own. So this change comes slowly and gradually. So you have to respect that everybody is changing and evolving at their own pace. So this is what I had to speak. There is so much that we can discuss about this, because there is so much to talk about this, but we don't have time right now. And that is why we have to stop this discussion, because there is so much everybody has to, I'm sure everybody wants to contribute in this. And this is an I think, ongoing, session. But yeah, I'm glad that today so many people shared their viewpoint on vegetarianism. So thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Sharuji, shall
Ji.
we have a 5 minutes meditation?
Yes, yes. Sir, you have to choose the music, because I don't have it.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to sit for meditation for some time, maybe 10 minutes, and we'll definitely come back. And definitely we'll just let this meditation send a lot of love to the animals, to the plant kingdom. Let this meditation be not just for yourself, not just for your evolution, but for sending love, a lot of love and affection to this animal world, this plant world, who are always there to serve us, and who are always there to give everything that they have to us without asking back, or without asking for anything else from us. So let's pray for them. Let's give them a lot of affection today. Let's give them all the love that we can do. Let's give all the love to Mother Earth and Archangel Ariel, who's always there, even taking care of one blade of grass. So please thank Archangel Ariel, because she's doing such a great job along with Mother Earth, taking care of the entire nature. So please do that in this meditation, just a 10 minutes meditation. Be with your breath. And just a normal breath. Just close your eyes and finger into fingers, legs into legs, cross the legs, cross your hands, and keep your eyes closed and be with your breath, the normal breath.
Pama pama re, da ba da pa ma re, na na Be with your breath, my dear friends, with all your sincerity, with all your seriousness, with all your desire for enlightenment. Be with your breath. Da da za za re re ma ma re re za za. Pa ma re za re za da za. Re re za da za. Pa ma re za ma re. Na na da re da za. Nobody can obstruct your enlightenment. Only your lack of sincerity and lack of seriousness is keeping you away from enlightenment. If you want enlightenment, you must be deadly sincere and deadly serious. Be with your breath. Normal, natural, easy, soft, simple, tender, peaceful, triumphal breath, my dear friends. Your breath is your guru, your teacher, your best friend, your best guide. Be with your good. Hang on to your breath. No mantras whatsoever. No bijaksharas. No mantras. Only the breath. Back to your breath. Back to your nature. Back to your enlightenment. Back to your sincerity, back to your seriousness, my dear. You are sitting in meditation to understand yourself. The more you sit, the more you understand about yourself, the layers of yourself, your lifetimes of yourself. Every day you should become a little more sincere and a little more serious. And you must gather a little more enlightenment by way of doing meditation, reading books, and listening to others' experiences. By cultivating more of your humility. "10 minutes more, be with your breath." Your breath is your savior. Save yourself. Your breath is your teacher. Teach yourself. Your breath is your life giver. Give yourself as much life you want. Give yourself that. "10 minutes more, being with the breath." Meditation is as simple as simplicity itself. And meditation is as great as greatness itself. There are no complications in meditation. The technology is very simple. But what it demands from you is Himalayan amounts of sincerity and Himalayan amounts of seriousness. Be as sincere as Buddha, as Gandhi, as Mother Teresa. Be as sincere as them in whatever you want for yourself and for the world. Be as sincere as them. Sincerity pays, seriousness pays, and the pay packet is enlightenment. Learn meditation, practice meditation, teach meditation, and spread meditation, my dear friends. That is the purpose of your life. Learn meditation, practice meditation, teach meditation, and spread meditation. That is what the world wants from you. And that's what your own self wants from you. And that is what your own life wants from you. Learn, practice, teach, and spread meditation. Nothing less than that, nothing beyond that. Final 5 minutes. Be with your breath. Only 5 minutes more. Only 5 minutes more. Be with your breath. Adopt miraculous thinking always. Remove all disasters and negative thinking from your mind structure. Let it be always positive and miraculous. Remove all disastrous words, negative words from your mouth. Only positive words and miraculous words should emanate from your mouth. If you can't think properly, better not to think at all. If you can't speak properly, better not to speak at all. If you don't know how to drive a vehicle, you'd better not drive at all. Final 2 minutes. Be with your breath. Only 2 minutes more.
slowly, you can bring yourself back to your physical body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Thank you, Masters. I hope you had a wonderful time with Patriji today. It was too overwhelming today for me. I would request Ram sir that whenever there are sessions, if it's possible for him to bring these kind of guided meditation sessions by Patriji to us, so that we can also connect. All of us in the group consciousness can at least connect with him, energetically and astrally. So please do, as Anuji is also saying, that share this video in Beam family. So if it's possible, you can do that. Otherwise, please keep using these videos and audios for us in these meditation sessions. I would be really grateful. So thank you so much, everybody, all the masters. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ram sir.
Thanks a lot, Sharoo.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for this beautiful evening, wonderful wisdom, great sharings.
I think connecting with Patriji was the icing on the cake, I think, because it was wonderful. It was so overwhelming, so overwhelming. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, masters. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you, and thank you all the angels. Thank you all the people. Thank you all the masters. Thank you, everybody. And as Frank said, also giving this love and compassion to all the angry and ill people who are there. So yes, we'll be sending it soon, and everybody is going to send that. And everybody, we do it every single second of our day as being the meditators. So thank you so very much, everyone, for being here. Have a beautiful weekend ahead, and be with I would always try to be with the vibrations and energies of Patriji. So today, when Ram sir started this music, I was with him, and I would love to continue that with him now. So thank you so very much for being here with all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and have a beautiful weekend ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.